Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's press conference. We're going to recap the East Tennessee State game from last week where the Bulldogs fell 26-23, and then look ahead to this weekend's Military Classic of the South at VMI Saturday at 1:30. Here to talk about everything Citadel football is head coach Brent Thompson.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon. A couple things I want to say first before we get started was I know that our record certainly isn't where anybody wants it to be associated with Citadel, including myself and including our players. But I will say this, I think the effort is there. I do think we've got a good football team. I think we've got the makings of a great football team. It's just a matter of time before we do break through. We're doing a lot of really good things out there. ETSU game, I thought we played great on defense, and I thought times on offense we played really well. Unfortunately, we're still not doing all the little things correctly that we need to do to win football games. But I do see light at the end of the tunnel, and I do see some really good things that we're doing out there that we can build upon, that we can get better from. And going up to VMI, I feel really good about this game. I feel really good about the mindset of the team, even though we've only won one football game. I think we're still working hard. We're coming to work every single day. We're doing what it takes to win games. It's just not working out for us right now. The one thing that we always talk about is competing, and we're giving ourselves a chance to compete. We're giving ourselves a chance to win games. Unfortunately, it just hasn't gone that way for us, and sometimes you have years like that. But as I told the players, we keep working hard. We keep doing the right things around here, and eventually it'll pay off. You know, I thought we did a good job. We wanted to stop the run. We stopped the run. We ended up being able to move the football against a very good defensive team, a team that was giving up 70 yards rushing. We had about 200 yards, and then we had another 180 yards in passing. So we were a little bit more balanced than we typically are run to pass, but I thought we did some good things on offense. We turned the ball over what we equate to about 4 times, and 2 on downs. I thought we should have been able to convert 2 fourth downs that were fairly close to midfield. We've typically converted those over the past 4 or 5 games. Just didn't get to them this past week. And then the 2 turnovers, the interception at the end of the game. We were pressing. We had ourselves behind the sticks a little bit, and then the one that probably haunts me the most is the interception when we were just about in the red zone, and we'd been running the football fairly well. We'd been moving it fairly well. We want to take a shot at the end zone. May have pressed a little bit too much. Had a shot at the end zone and just unfortunately didn't get the right ball fit into the right spot at that time. So moving on, we're moving on to this week's game. VMI is an interesting team. I think they're just like us. I think they're a better team. They could easily be 3-3. They're scoring quite a few points on offense. They're doing a good job on offense of moving the football. They do it almost the opposite of the way we do it. They do it all through the air. They attempt probably close to 70 passes in a game. They're going to make some attempt to run the football, but really they want to be a throwing team, and they're very efficient, similar to a Sanford. They get the ball out of their hands, it'll be tough to get to them. We've got to probably balance applying pressure as well as dropping back into some coverage without giving too much in the run game. On defense, they're not quite as old as they were last year. They have graduated quite a few of really solid players, especially the linebackers from last year. But they are building that defense, and I always thought they did a great job on defense of being able to defend the triple option, stack the box on you a little bit, and apply a little bit of pressure to your game. We probably got to continue to do what we've done in the past week, and that is throw the football a little bit more, stretch the field a little bit more than we did in past years against them. So I think we've got to work cut out for us. It's going to be a fun environment up there. We're going to bring our freshman class up there. They're going to have their core cadets as usual. We'll be playing for the Shako, of course, which we're very, very proud to own at this point, and hopefully we'll continue to own it. Any questions?
You mentioned that pass haunts you. What else is keeping you up at night since the ETSU game?
You know, I thought that one was because we had them on the ropes a little bit, and I think we let them off the hook. And unfortunately, when you got somebody on the ropes like that, I think you need to continue to apply pressure. And when you don't do that, I think that's what that's what causes me not to sleep at night. You know, the 4th down calls, we've been going for them all year long. I mean, that's just something we're going to do. And as I told you in the post-game press conferences, we punted the ball back to them, they go down and score. So what's the right answer? I don't know. It's just a matter of a mindset, and you got to believe believe in it when you're going to get it, and certainly we just didn't get it. I thought they did a good job of defending it. But the other question is about the play call, and you're going to put it in Lorenzo Ward's hands, or you're going to take it out of his hands. And to me, you're going to put it in your best player's hands, and he's always gotten the first down for you. So why not do it, even though everybody knows it's coming? Is stop it. And they did, and hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. The other fourth down call, we fumbled the exchange. I thought we had enough push on that to get a yard on that, and he would have easily gotten it if we didn't fumble the exchange. And one of those things, we've exchanged balls between Jordan Black and Lorenzo Ward probably thousands of times, and unfortunately on that one occasion it was a fourth down. But other than that, we'll move on. Those two things kind of kept me up at night, but I wouldn't change those calls. Whenever you put the ball in the air, as they say, there's only two things that can, there's three things that can go wrong, and only one of them are good for you. So that's been my philosophy. I probably shouldn't have pressed too much in that scenario there. But other than that, I thought a couple special teams errors we made that we hadn't made in the past. Coach the kids up a little bit better. Keep on working through those things. Other than that, I thought we've played good football on special teams as well. And I was proud of our younger defensive players. You take a look at when you were sitting on the sidelines, you could see that we were hard-hitting again. We were stopping the run. We were getting into the backfield. We were doing things that I hadn't seen all year long, but in just small spurts. We were actually playing good, hard, physical football back the way that we want to play it. So I was excited to see that. You see guys, Sean Thomas Faulkner and Chris Beverly out there, young players for us, playing in their fourth and fifth football games, putting some pretty good hits on some guys. So I feel very comfortable with where we're going. We need to get some more wins. There's no doubt about it. And I think they'll come.
When the losses have been so close and it seems like almost anything can switch momentum, how big would a win 12 straight at VMI, how much would that do for your football team, Saturday?
Yeah, like you said, Darren, any win at this point is going to help us out. Certainly a win over a rivalry is going to help us out, and then a win on the road, it'll definitely get us going in the right direction. And I thought it was with the Mercer game, and then unfortunately we hit the Towson game. But really, to be honest with you, is I still think our best football is ahead of us. We're getting better every single week. And unfortunately, also for us, I think VMI has gotten better every single week as well. You watch them from the Wofford game to the Sanford game, and they're a completely different football team.
Last year, you pulled it from the trophy case to kind of motivate the guys. What's the plan this year to?
I'm not only going to pull it from the trophy case, I'm going to pull it from the trophy case, and I'm going to bring it to practice this year. And I'm going to put it right on the sideline. I practice with it this year because, once again, as we need to make sure that for the first time ever we made a spot for this particular trophy. And as I told the guys, if it's ever not there, I was at the Air Force Academy when Coach DeBerry was there back in 2003, and they lost it for the first time to a Paul Johnson Navy-led team. And the Commander-in-Chief's trophy sat in a trophy case that was supposedly reserved, and Air Force had won it many years in a row with Coach DeBerry there. And all I saw was this small little picture of the trophy sitting there, right where it should have been. So I told the guys, is if that's ever gone, you're going to be reminded every single day by a little picture that's going to sit in that spot until we get that thing back, and that's how important it is to us. We made our own spot for it in the lobby. We're very proud of that, and we want to make sure that we maintain control of it.
Brent, it's only mid-season, but that might be the only trophy the Citadel and VMI have a chance for this year. Does that add a little something to it that either team can sort of make their season with a win in this one?
And that's what I told our players, is this is really the start of it right here. We need to get this one. We need to get this one out right away, but it's also going to make their season if they do get it. And I understand that. I've seen the T-shirts they have. I've seen the pictures that they put up of the trophy, and I understand it completely. When I was at Norwich, we played the Coast Guard for the mug. To this day, I've never seen the mug. But we had pictures of it, and we coveted that thing every single year that we played those guys for the mug, and never won it. So I've got a good understanding and a good feeling for what that's like. But hopefully we want to stay on the other end of it.
Brent, again, it's mid-season. Is it time to start mixing in some of the freshmen who can play 4 games and see if they can help out depth-wise? Or
we've had those discussions. Yeah, we've had those discussions as a staff. And I think we've already played quite a few freshmen on the defensive side that we're not going to be able to redshirt. But on the offensive side, I do see some players that are going to make some strides for us. And there are some I think some really good freshmen out there that could make us better, or that will make them better for the future, as well as make us better for the future coming up here. I can think of probably about 2 or 3 that could do it right now, and we've just been kind of holding until we get an opportunity to where we could get a spot to get them in the game. And possibly, here's what you're looking at. You're looking at a thin depth chart to begin with, so some of those freshmen, if you ever take an injury later on in the season, you want to make sure that you do have just about 4 games to get them through. So that way you don't use that redshirt year on them. So we're kind of balancing that right now, and you're going to roll the dice and play the cards out a little bit. But I do think that there's probably 3 or 4 that I would like to play that you'll see probably in the next 2 weeks, and maybe 1 or 2 this week.
Brent, Grant Drakeford didn't seem to be much of a factor on Saturday. Is there a way to get him more involved, or what do you think about his role in the offense right now?
It's funny you say that, because I think by far, he's definitely our most solid and best A-back. And he's another one that as you noticed, what happened is in the 4th quarter when we went for it on 4th down, I put the ball in his hands on a toss play. And for the same reason I just told you about Lorenzo Ward, put it in your best player's hands, and they're going to find a way to get the first down no matter what the play is. But, yeah, the game plan may have not been, an A-back game plan that day. They were pretty good inside, and we're trying to get the ball maybe a little bit to the perimeter as best we could, but it was still more in the quarterback's hands that day than it was either the B-back or the A-back. But what you don't see on film, or excuse me, what you don't see as a fan, but you see on film, is what Grant does when he doesn't get the ball. He's by far our best blocker. He puts it up in there as tough and as physical as you possibly could. From a young man that I was very skeptical about blocking, especially when he first got here 3-4 years ago. I don't know what we would do without him at A-back blocking right now. He does a great job for us when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, which is truly a testament to a skilled player who really always wants the ball in his hand. He understands the whole team concept, which is just an awesome thing to be able to coach at this point. So I'm very proud of where he's at. And if you ever notice him on the field, take a look at what he does when he's not getting the ball.
I have one more. Can you sort of grade Jordan Black's performance or assess it so far this season, and then what would you like to see in the second half of the season from Jordan?
I thought Jordan, there's some certain days I ask him to manage the offense, and there's certain days I actually act him to attack the defense. And I thought he had a good game. I thought he did a good job against ETSU. The 2 turnovers certainly in the pass game didn't serve us too well. However, he did enough things in the I thought he ran tough. I thought he got us into some pretty good plays. He certainly didn't hurt us in the ETSU game. But I thought he was gotten better from where he came all the way from the Wofford game, which I didn't think he had a great game. The Towson game, I thought he was, managed the game fairly well. Mercer, I thought he did a great job in the Mercer game. And then the ETSU game, I thought he did a really good job of managing. So I think he's gotten better every single week. He's taken ownership of this offense. He's leading the offense. He knows the checks. He's got us into the right plays. The only thing that I would say about him right now, he probably just needs to settle it down a little bit. He gets going a little bit too fast at times, to the point where some of our wide receivers aren't even set ready to play football just yet. But I think he's doing a great job. He's in the B plus range, on his way to getting better every single week, and I look for him to have probably an A and A plus game this week. What I was happy to see was he able to 188 yards. I mean, that's not easy to do for an option quarterback. He found some open receivers. Now, Dijon Prophet made some good catches. Raleigh had some good catches in there. Grant Drakeford had some good catches in there. So I thought we did a good job of catching the football, but it takes somebody on the other end to find the open receiver and throw it to him, which has been challenging for us at times.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.